Okay, I'll try to keep this light because as you know, it's a very heavy album, and it's a tribute album for my late father who has passed in October 2022. So I started writing this music album when everything was pretty much settled down in around December 2022. And that was the period of time where I feel like I was very shut off from everything. It just feels like I needed a lot of space to process what I was feeling at a point in time, which is a lot of loss, grieving, and sadness. And now that I'm speaking at this point in time, it's already 1 year, nearly 1 year from October 2022, and I feel more at peace with everything that has happened. But back in December, it was a mess, and the album was not formed yet, Dear Father album, and I couldn't find the words or the ways to let out the very heavy, depressive feelings that was building up every day inside of me. My father to me is he's more of a father to me. He's like a best friend, and I talk to him every morning over our coffee, and sometimes I will meet him up for lunch outside also. And I can talk to him almost about anything, everything under the sun. So to lose him is a huge cut in my heart. And it was just a period of uncertainty and loss for me in October 2022. So I felt an immense need to make an album, kind of, to also process all the feelings that I was feeling at the time. And so Dear Father music album is born. I spent about 6 months making Dear Father music album with the help of many friends. Thank you very much. The first song, You're Gone, I feel like it's the most important song in the album. It's such a matter-of-fact beginning to the song because one, it has a lot of timestamps in the song. There's like 2022 and 1991, which are very important dates in my life. And second, I feel like there are such contrasting dates to my verses. So 2022 is when my father has passed, and 1991 is my birth year. So I placed them in like verse 1 and verse 2, just structurally the verses as it is. And I think it's very fun to make the song, and also important for me to be kept memorialized in a way in the album, in a way that I can always remember that this event has happened. So it starts off with 2022, gonna be 32 soon, I'm fatherless, I'm talking to the moon, which is pretty much what I was doing in November period, like talking to myself. And then verse 2 was 1991, when I was just born, you're my father, like no other. And I just feel like these two contrast each other very well, and that makes You Are Gone, this song, very interesting. One of the most interesting one I ever written in this album. It's the most essential song to the album. And it captures the essence of Dear Father album from the beginning. So I hope you enjoy them. The second one is called Limbo. So Limbo is a song that is interesting, very interesting, because it is a great way to put as a song number 2, I feel, because it captures the feeling of rootlessness and uncertainty, also a little bit of denial, and that I want to fight through all these things. There's like a lot of different part of the songs that has that kind of encapsulates different feeling in different phases of me trying to get through the 5 stages of grief. So from the start, I feel like it's more of rootlessness, and then in the chorus, it's more of I want to fight through this and I want to overcome this sadness, and I'm fighting every day, trying not to get too depressed about my father. So the Limbo song starts with this lyric line that I really like. It's called "To and fro and to and fro, don't even wanna get go." So for Singaporeans, we know that Get Go is a car rental sharing service, and I feel like it's a very interesting way of writing it, because I just feel like I don't want to move at all at that point in time. I just want to be in my bed crying and thinking about my father. And also the motion of to and fro and to and fro. For me, when I was writing the song, it was about moving from my new house and then back to my childhood house where my parents and I used to live. And then there was this like continuous motion of like to and fro. On a weekday, I go back to my new house, and then on the weekend, I go back to my childhood house. But now I just feel like I want to be back in my childhood house all the time. Just so because maybe I don't want to leave my mom alone. And second is, I think I kind of feel comfortable and happier seeing my father's things still lying around in the house, and still kind of feel a little bit of everything in my life, as if he has not gone very far off yet. So that brings a little bit comfort to me, and that's why I wrote the verse. To me, that is like a little bit of denial in a sense, if you get what I mean, in Limbo. And then as the song progresses, it becomes more of a acceptance way of seeing the whole picture of reality. And I begin to fight my feelings more and accept the truth. So that's Limbo for you. Yeah. Okay, third song is interesting as well. It's very embarrassing to say I love all the songs in my album. I'm really, really proud of this album, and in fact, I love all the songs. So, Hearts and Guts is the third song of Dear Father album. It is first composed by Kenny, my friend. He's one of my favorite guitarist in the world. He plays really beautifully with a lot of emotions and feelings, and allows me to be sort of very vulnerable to his playing, and I can just write whatever I want, and he's not restrictive to it as well. And it's great to work with him finally in this recording. Hearts and Guts. So he first plays the melody, and then I write the lyrics over his melody as he composes, and everything just feels like they fall in the right places. And this song in general was formed 2 years ago, 2021, it was the only song that is not like written after my father's death. But I feel like it fits the theme of the album very much, and it has to be in this album. So this song in track number 3, it's about regret. So it essentially is, it also kind of feels like it represents what I think about love, life, and loss, because I feel like it's essentially something that is saying that if you love someone, but you don't appreciate them enough, and you will only know it when they are gone. So that's basically how the whole song is about. And Kenny's harmony in the song is perfect. It's the most beautiful guy harmony that I could ever ask for. So thank you very much, Kenny, for working on this song with me. I hope we have more songs to come together. Yeah. Okay, song number 4. It's called Regulate Yourself. So Regulate Yourself, okay, this is very interesting because this is the song that I don't just write alone. Most of the songs in this album, I wrote it alone. But this song, I have a co-writer, and he is Sean Joseph Tan, my husband. He wrote only one line, but it's the most important line in the song, I feel. The line is in the chorus. It's called My Brain's Like a Wild Child. So the song goes like, in the chorus, regulate yourself. Ooh, my brain's like a wild child. Initially, when I was trying to find the right words for the chorus, I couldn't. Initially, it was my brain's locked in a cell, but he replaced it with my brain's like a wild child. So I just feel like it's the correct way of describing the state of when your mind is in chaotic, phase, because it's not just being locked in a sense. Only certain feelings like depression as such would be like you are locked up, but for most of the like anxiety or like anger, it's mostly wild. So I just feel like his way of writing it is more accurate, and I'll have to put that in the song. Also, it's the only song in the album that is most helpful in a sense, because they suggest, the lyric lines of this song suggest at least three different ways of coping anger issues or depression, and ways to regulate yourself. And that is, number 1, if you haven't noticed, is to control your thoughts and control your mind. Number 2 is to create music to express what your thoughts are and your feelings. And number 3 is to create space between your brows so you don't feel stressed up and frustrated all the time. So these are all like peppered between verses 1 and 2, and the chorus line has Ethel singing, and who is the perfect candidate for the chorus. She is like an angel that brings hope and light to the chaos that I was feeling at the time, and I have to cast her for this song. So everything feels like a perfect, hopeful vitamin of this album. That's Regulate Yourself. Yeah. The last song, Dear Father. I feel like Dear Father, this song is pretty much self-explanatory. It's basically a farewell letter to my late father. And it's the first song that I ever completed after my father has passed, and I started writing compulsively in my locked up room, and I finished it by February 2023 this year, and immediately I went to the studio and got Ming behind the camera and Jian Liang from Verta to record it. And I was so compulsive in the sense that I really needed this to be recorded and done in a way that my feelings are being expressed. And it's kind of like a closure to me once everything is done. And I feel very grateful for the whole recording process to be so smooth sailing. So thank you guys. So this track has my sister Yxyvonne and me performing and singing in the track. And Ming was playing some of the verses on guitar and bringing some better magic to the song. And it just feels perfect as an ending to the whole album, and also as a emotional closure to this chapter of my life. Of course, I would always miss my dad, and I don't know when I will stop feeling upset about his loss. But I just feel like this album, Dear Father, is important for me to release it, and I hope it also I hope it brings some comfort and joy to those who have lost their loved ones as well, and know that you are not alone. So yeah, thank you very much. I hope you enjoy the songs. So in this Dear Father music album, I want to thank all the artists and friends who are involved in the recording and making of this album. Eileen, who is on viola and violin. You can hear her beautiful arrangement across all the songs in this album. Thank you very much for playing with me. Ethel, who is on the track singing with me on Regulate Yourself. Thank you for being the angel of the song. And my sister Yxyvonne, thank you for singing Dear Father with me. It's a very important song, and I know we can overcome this loss together. Thank you to my husband, Sean, who's my light of my life. Thank you for writing Regulate Yourself together with me. I hope we will write more songs together in future. You have great potential to be the next great songwriter. Yeah. And Kenny, thank you very much for playing Hearts and Guts with me. We have been playing music for so long together. In my previous album, Luna, Here Comes the Train was also first composed by Kenny, and then after that I added my own flavor. So thank you so much. I appreciate you a lot. Yeah, and also Anastasia, thank you for singing Limbo with me. You have been the most brave girl that I ever met, and thank you for this friendship and sisterhood. I know you can overcome all your troubles and struggles together as well, because you are the warrior, like my song suggests. Yeah, so thank you very much for making this Dear Father album with me. Thank you. One more thing, I have a vinyl release for Dear Father music album. It may be out in end 2023. I'll keep you guys posted on the release and updates about it. So I have a sample copy. It looks like that. But the final copies in that batch would be slightly different. Yeah. So look forward to it. Thank you. This song is called Dear Father. Dear Father, are you there? Can you say a hello back? I know you can hear me well. You're always there for me. Now you're a step closer to heaven. I know you're in a better place. I know I'm not in a position where I could say I need you back. Dear Father, are you well? Please take good care of yourself. You know I will clean up my mess. Don't worry and have a good rest. Now you're a step closer to heaven. I know you're in a better place. I know I'm now in a position where I could say I got your back. So my Father, here I am. You know singing, it's what I do best. In my dreams you softly land, and in my tears I feel your caress. Now you're a step closer to heaven. I know you're in a better place. I know right now I can safely say you did your best. Now you're a step closer to heaven. I know you're in the better. I know you're in the better place. I can safely say you did your best. Will